What's up, Tank Nerds? Lottie here again. We got Happy Lottie today. So I know my last two videos were cranky, but let's be honest, I get way more views doing that. So this is going to be a relatively tame video by comparison. I'm still going to try and be snarky. But yeah, I will show you what we've been up to regarding the ferret. So let's get into it. Bam, here she is. Oh, it's hideous. No, so what we've done is, you'll notice we've painted it, but we've also taken paint off. That is because we started needle gunning, which was okay, and the paint literally fell off. Like, the paint wasn't attached. So because of that, I went over with just a quick layer of primer just to show up a bit of the sort of imperfections. Now, if this was mine, I would try and take it all the way back. But the owner really doesn't want to fork out that much money for all the time going to it. So I just hit it with a quick layer of primer just so I can see like this, for instance. Just so I can see all of those sort of impurities. That way I can go around and just quickly buff it out with a little sanding disc. That way it's still got that little bit of rough. The owner wants it rough, with a nice coat of paint, obviously. But in his own words, it's a military vehicle. It's not a showpiece. So that's the way we're gonna do it. Like, I asked him about all this and he said that was actually groovy, so that's the way we're gonna leave it. But there was some bits that they were a little on too hard for the needle gun to do it quickly, but not hard enough for it to be. It's weird. So yeah, this is a bit of a weird paint job. Obviously this isn't the final prospect. Now, the reason I've left it like this is because the owner is coming today for a test drive. So the inside is like 99% done. I just need to put some panels in, the radio set and the jockey seat in the back. But the front, it's pretty much all done on the inside. So looking really good. The engine is all done. So yeah, we're just gonna do a quick little drive today, show him everything. And this is the green that he wants. Now, probably a bit too much hardener in this one. This was just a test panel. Probably a bit too much hardener in it, so I'm gonna do another test piece over there, and I'm just gonna drop it down to 6:1, 8:1 ratio, and hopefully we get that really nice matte finish. He didn't want the original Australian green. He wanted more of the sort of British green, but more as a custom. So you can see the shine in that. We don't want that. But the green, oh yeah, the turret's all painted now. I haven't talked too much about the turret. We were going to change the gun, but now the owner likes it. So we're just going to paint it black, and leave it as such. It's like bolted on, and I think he was a little bit worried that having a quote-unquote real 30 cal gun barrel would be problematic if he's driving it around town, which we confidently told him wouldn't be a problem because we're going to be doing the same, and we've got friends that run with 50 cals, fake 50 cals, mind you. And yeah, they do get accosted by the police sometimes, but there's no legal problems with running a fake gun barrel, and that comes directly from the police. One of our friends runs trucks like these, and they've got 50 cals hanging out the back. So I don't know, it is what it is. But yeah, I think he got a little bit spooked, and now he just wants to keep the fake gun that was in it, which is fine by us. Means a little bit less work. Right, let's stop getting distracted, Lottie. Green. This is the stirrer. This was pre-hardener, so obviously we can't run it exactly like that, but it's a nice matte finish, and that's what we're going to go for. So I'm going to put a little bit less hardener in it, and I'm going to paint up the back brace, which is this bit here. and go for it. So yeah, this is actually a better bit to sort of show, you know, we got some little bits of like hard sort of paint, sort of flaky on it. He said leave them. He likes that sort of like rough finish, and it'll look better with the matte. That's his opinion, and I'm happy to go with it. But I'm going to do a test piece before he comes in today, so he can actually have a proper look at it before he makes me do a little bit more on this. So in the next bit, future Lottie is going to take over, and she's going to show you driving, hopefully. Okay, future Lottie here, but more future than past Lottie that you're about to see. So this video is actually kind of two videos joined together. Now, in the last video, you would have seen all the painting, pre-painting. This next little bit is actually after we've painted the whole lot, which I will show a little bit more of, chipping away all the extra paint, just so you can get an idea of just how flaky it is. So I'll show that right next. After that, past Lottie, but still future from the first Lottie, is going to explain the problem that we found while driving. So I'll show you a small little clip of the driving, and I think you'll be able to pick out our problem straight away, and then I'll let past but future Lottie take over. I hope that makes sense. Alright, let's get into it. This is exactly how the paint comes off. There we go. So yeah, you can see large chunks of rust. Yeah, where they really just haven't applied the paint properly. This is all just fallen off, and it's turned into gigantic flicks. Just peel off. So yeah, this is all the flakes that have come off just the wheel holder. You can imagine exactly how many came off that. What's up, Tank Nerds? Lottie here again. Right, today we are doing a bit of maintenance. So we have taken the Ferret to its first little show. It's done its first little run around. The owner is very happy, but during our extensive test driving, we found one problem, and that appears to be a bearing in some dire distress. And it's not a particularly easy bearing to get to, but it could be worse. So our job today is to extract it and replace the unit, and I'll show you exactly what that is right now. Here I am sitting inside the Ferret in all of its glory. Now, while we were driving, it was making the worst squeaking sound imaginable from right here. It was also getting hot, specifically right here. Now I know for a fact, so this is the angle drive. There are two bearings in here. There's one there and there's one there. We're hoping it's just this one, but regardless, we have a separate angle drive, which Peter is just working on over there. And we have extracted it, and it's actually in pretty good nick. So we're going to take this one out and we'll repair that later, and we'll put the other one inside and see how that goes. Now, in order to do this, I've unfortunately put everything back together. So I'm halfway through taking this stomp plate out. Then I need to take the cover off for the drive shaft. I'm hoping that I don't have to disconnect the forward reverse lever, but we'll see. And then I need to disconnect the drive shaft from this section here. Might have to remove the seat, but I'd rather not because I'm quite comfortable. Remove 4 bolts, take it off. And then the real hard work begins, because that is an extremely tight fit in there. So I need to get it out. So that is the plan for today. And once I've extracted this, I will show you what the whole angle drive looks like out there. So you can see the angle drive, that's it there. And so that hole right there, that is where the bearing goes. So I need to remove that. Let's get into it. Okay, first section, plate off. Woohoo, so dirt from our last trip. We're gonna put this outside to get collected later. Next, these bolts, take it off. Okay, now I've taken the cover off and we can start to see the drive shaft, and we're gonna have to take that section out there and these 4 bolts here. So disconnect these ones. We'll do that next. God, I love this magnetic torch, so good. Okay, got the drive shaft off. A lot harder with the wheels on the ground. So yeah, I just decided to take the whole thing off. You can take it off on one side and just leverage it out of the way. Yeah, got a big whiff of something when I took one of those bolts out, so I think it has been burning a bit. No, it doesn't. Yeah. So, taking those 4 bolts out and we'll begin removing it. Hopefully this doesn't get too much in the way. Okay, now it's getting hard. So I've knocked it out. We've gotten past the first machine edged, and then it dips down, and then there's a second rise, so I can, I'm coming onto it now, but if I just plonk it back. You can sort of see it move just a little bit. But yeah, I'm basically trying to get it out here. Problem, this flange is hitting up against here. I don't think I'm gonna have much luck removing that. I might have to try that. I take that split pin out, take that nut off, take the washer out and then knock it out. Might be able to do that. Or I'm gonna have to bend this a little bit out of the way and remove these, because there's no way that's gonna come out straight enough. This has to come out straight. So that is my current problem. Okie dokie. Right, where are we? So annoyingly, need to cut the end of that thread off to allow this flange to get past, but it is now out. Focus on it. So yeah, the bearing in here, this one right there, that's the dodgy one. We'll have a look at the back one, but pretty sure it's just that one for now. But we're just going to replace this whole unit. And I actually managed to do it without damaging the shims, which is good. So there is a groovy, fun, annoying job for you. And yeah, I had to take off this anyway, but I could still leave it attached. And I had to disconnect the handbrake cable as well. So that's it there. So yeah, there we go. Now I get the other one and I get the rather unenviable job of putting it back in. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Okie dokie, we are out. So here's one I prepared earlier. This is a spare angle drive that we've got. If you look down the inside, that's where it meshes up. So just angle drive. So this is the one from that unit, and it's way smoother. It's nice, groovy, versus this, and I'm hoping you can appreciate that jitteriness. You can feel it. It's awful. It's grindy. It's crunchy. So yeah, that's why this was why this one had to come out. So all I've got to do is take that, put it on that. I've taken the shims off that one, put them on this one, and it shall be ready to fit back in, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it goes in a lot easier than what it was to take out. Very rarely is that the case, but I don't know, you can still hold out hope. But yeah, you can even just look at it, look at the bearings. Still not perfect, but they're way better than the mess we've got in there. That's just awful. Let's see if I can spin it. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's just yucky. So that is the plan, but I'm gonna go have lunch. I'm gonna wash up my hands, and then I'll fit that after lunch. Okie dokie. So this is our replacement one. I've got my glove on just because I've been packing all the bearings just to make sure they're nice and good. They're feeling really nice. Same on the bottom, remembering there's 2 bearings in here. Next, so this is our good seal. So you can see that suppleness to it versus this one, which is rock hard. So yeah, just pack that. Now I'm gonna put some sealant just around here. This goes on over the top. I've cleaned up my little flange, so that'll slide on nicely. Yeah, and then it's ready to install. Fingers crossed. We are back inside the Ferret. Quick change of plans. So we're here. You'll notice I haven't assembled the top end for it, and that was just as I was sitting here pondering. It will be significantly easier if I just install the first section, because that flange there, sorry, this flange here, focus, that flange there means it can't actually go past that. So I'm just gonna tap it in, make sure it all lines, goes in correctly, run a little bit of sealant on that surface there, and then I can do everything else on top and give this area a bit of a cleanup. Had a bit of an oil spill, and all the dust and dirt from yesterday's event has piled up here, so clean that up while I'm here. Okie dokie. That was an event. So yeah, I've put sealant in behind it. Those 4 bolts are on tight. I'm just screwing this one on. Had to put the cable back through. I'm gonna have to pin it back to the handbrake linkage, and then do a little bit of cleaning up there. But that is now on. I also had to jack up this side, so this wheel here is actually spinning, so I can just got enough play in there. So I think I put the right number of shims back in, which is good. And then yeah, I get to refit all that, and I'm just gonna like vacuum all this out. So so far so good. Yeah, and then we go for a drive, and hopefully that doesn't make that awful squealing sound. It won't, because it's basically new bearings, and it's all packed with grease and everything. So all right, yeah, I'm gonna put that on and put the drive shaft back on. Okie dokie. So the drive shaft is in and we're ready to go, but I do need to refit the cover, and that is for one very good reason, and that is because this will be spinning rather quickly when we're driving. In fact, I'll even show you footage of that happening right now. Ooh, drive shaft. So yeah, there we go. Not great when that happens. So yeah, I need to put the cover on, and then we're gonna go for a drive. This is really filthy work. So yeah. Alright, I'll put this cover on, and then we'll see how it all goes. Spoiler alert, it went really good. Not gonna show that because the video is already getting super long, but in the next video I'm hoping to cover at least one of the 2 events that we have just attended. So we did the Babinda Harvest Festival and the Mariba Aviation Museum something. Can't quite remember. Anyway, we took the ferret to that one, all painted up, which is really, really good. We're still not done with the ferret, but it is... I don't know if you can see it. Actually, I'll just stand up. You can see the little green behind it. It is painted, and I'm pretty sure in one of those videos you would have seen it anyway. So yeah, it's all painted. Still need to do some little things. Fit a horn, aerials, the jockey seats, unit markings, tires, indicators, which I've sort of half done already, but we need the bulbs, brake lights, which I've already wired up, but we need the lights, headlights, which I've got to finish the last little bit of wiring and get the bulbs, the head pads so you don't knock yourself out while you're driving, the little handy grabby holds so you have something to hold on to, and then a quick little repaint of the inside, and then we're done. So yeah, we are very close within context to finishing this whole project, which is going to be really sad because we don't get to hold on to this ferret. Even though I've got one myself, it is always sad to see a vehicle go, even if it's going to a really nice home, which this one is. Yeah, you put so much work into something, and oh well. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this longer video. I think it's going to be fairly long. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, all that really good stuff. Leave comments down below. I'm back in a sort of answering comment sort of mood, so ask plenty of questions. If they're good enough questions, I might even answer them in the next video or the video after. So yeah, but I'll try and answer them in the comments, and we'll go for that. But anyway, I hope you all have a lovely day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!